for a while. Live from a neutered shareholder proposal falling in the woods. Do you like that one?
Because no one can hear it? Or does it make a sound?
I don't know. It's an all-new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pants. Joined by analyst Matt Moscardi. Woo-hoo. On today's carefully selected yet moldy pomegranate called November 18th, 2025. The bad game, everybody. The bad game.
I have to say, whoever the writers are, do we have writers? We got writers, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of them, actually.
Our writing team is, in your intro, they are really starting to just lean into mold. It's appeared
I did not
many times, I feel like. Moldy something. Yeah.
Maybe is it a commentary about the state of the retail in the United States? I don't know, of groceries prices. Where do they go?
Prices are moldy. I don't know where they're going. I don't know.
Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power, connections, performance for free. I'm still waiting for some other sponsors to step up. What are you waiting for? Honestly, it might be cheaper than you think. What are you waiting for? Step up.
Don't say it's cheap.
And we promise that if you sponsor us, we will artificially prop up your company. We will say things that are not true. We will sell out. Is what I'm saying. We will sell out.
Meme stock your company. That's
even
correct.
if you're ISS, we will suddenly say that everything ISS says is perfect.
Are you listening, ISS?
All right. I was thinking maybe it's time to retire the bad games. I feel like every show now is kind of the bad game, but we're still here. We're still at the bad game.
Yeah. Well, there's some really bad things happening now that
I don't know.
And then there's less bad things.
Is that subjective? It is subjective what's good and bad, right? Still, is it?
No.
All right, well, look, in honor, I'm going to start here. In honor of, because I don't really have it as one of our headlines, but in honor of the meeting today between Trump, U.S. President Trump.
Yep, heard of him.
And Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. They're meeting at the White House a mere 7 years after he was accused of killing Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi, right?
Yeah, but the Post is woke, isn't it?
You know what's funny is
I went to the woke.
So I have one about the Post later today. I went to the Post thinking that where would they have this meeting? Because a lot of the news agencies, this is an important meeting today because among the things that they're expected to talk about, these capitalist bros, are signing a deal to buy warplanes.
Yeah, planes.
That so far only Israel has been buying, but now the Saudis. To agreements around artificial intelligence, which every CEO bro in America has been warning, we better win here in America or we're screwed. But now Trump's going to make a deal with the Saudi crown prince and critical minerals. And the Washington Post had this story. I was thinking, they must have this top of the page, right? Because of the killing of one of their columnists. But it's down there. It's the 11th story. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I want to know what it means. I don't know
Jeff Bezos owns it, right? It's another tech bro that owns it. That's not what we're talking about
confusing.
now. Come on,
still the
talk
president.
about the now. Talk about how
still confusing to me.
How AI can be my girlfriend. That's what I want to talk about.
That's in there too today. Bezos is in here to do today. We're covering it all. So in honor of this meeting at the White House, let's start with a category that I'm calling some horrible hybrid between MAGAism, bro culture, cronyism, CEO's rule, and Elonism.
Oh, there's a lot of isms in there.
I'm still workshopping what that could be called. So let's start at the top. One of the directors, full disclosure, not in our database, but probably soon
was in our database because he's been on public boards.
The headline from CNBC and lots of media outlets, I am deeply ashamed, goes the headline. Larry Summers to step back from public commitments after new Epstein emails. Of course, a translation of I am deeply ashamed is that he's just embarrassed he's getting caught today, right? Because he's still making big decisions for things like OpenAI. So where was that? I don't know where that shame was yesterday, but
the emails were from 2013 to 2019. So was he ashamed from like 2013 and a half on.
Senator Elizabeth Warren, who everyone knows, who I thought should have been president. I mean, I don't know that there could have been a better person who could have been president, said he cannot be trusted to advise our nation's politicians, policymakers, and institutions or teach a generation of students at Harvard or anywhere else. Even a Trump administration official said that companies and organizations should end their association with Summers. Despite this, you checked, I've checked all morning. I even had a long conversation with ChatGPT, still on the board of OpenAI, no announcement about anything. Now would be a good time to get rid of him. It would make Sam Altman look like he cared about humanity that he's trying to save. Yeah.
Don't get rid of Larry Summers. And I would never, ever say that, except that this is all distraction. Because Donald Trump is in the fucking Epstein files all over the place.
You're right.
We know it, and we're all talking. Like Elizabeth Warren's talking about Larry Summers shouldn't be teaching at Harvard.
She's talking about she has a lot of time in the day. She's talking about other things.
I'm just saying the headlines are about how there's 400,000 headlines about Larry Summers.
Trump can go and Summers can go. We can get rid of both of them in one day. It's possible.
If Larry Summers has to step off the OpenAI board,
yes, that would be wonderful.
Which is like just a place for him to make a lot of money. In fact, the board I heard he stepped down from was the American Center for Progress. So it's like a nonprofit.
It's a good start. Keep stepping down.
If this is so compromising, he has to step down from a nonprofit board. Doesn't the president of the United States, who's everywhere in this thing, doesn't he have to do something? Isn't there some repercussion or no? Or are we going to talk about Larry Summers?
Yes.
We're going to talk about Larry Summers.
More proof that when we lean on you heavily with our bony elbows, remember we were talking about how what disqualified Summers in the first place, among other things, is his disgustingly misogynistic comments about women not being smart enough, and
he said that
we've been leaning on this clown for years to not be a part of OpenAI. So remember, when we lean on you here, it means something. You better be careful.
You better watch out. I will say this.
Yeah.
Is there a world? This is a hypothetical for you. I want to know what you think. Is there a world where we just open it up to a shareholder vote whether they should keep Larry Summers? Do you think shareholders...
like an emergency meeting?
Yeah. Do you think shareholders pay enough attention?
They would get rid of him instantly at this game to vote today.
You think so?
Actually, I think there should be another rule. I think when you have such a egregious, heinous asshole, such an affront to our ethical morality code, everything, breaking the law. First of all, the guy should be in jail, but that's beside the point, because I don't know how that criminal law works. But I think when you have chosen a guy like this and probably knew about all these things, I think that the people, the stakeholders, should be allowed to replace him with two directors. We now have a say in two, not just a replacement of one director. We get to pick. Sam Altman, you don't get to pick another buddy like Brett Taylor. We get to replace it. Because,
I like this.
Because Larry Summers has been part of this team putting up this product that has been forced down our throats. It shouldn't even be out there. It's not regulated. No. They're losing money, this company.
Larry Summers was one of the two replacements.
Yes, exactly.
For the women who said stop it.
Yes, exactly. I mean, this is so full circle and scary and bad. It makes your head spin. Give me a 0 to 10 on this one. This one's hard
for me to rate, right?
Give because
it's again,
forget about Trump.
Game.
Give me a rating.
Well, I can't forget about Trump.
Okay, but we have time to get rid of more than one person.
But we're talking about one of them and not the other one as much, right? Like I even see it in the headlines. The headlines are struggling to keep talking about Trump and the Epstein files because Trump literally said, go after Larry Summers. And what are we doing? We're all talking about Larry Summers. And pretty soon, next week, we're going to be talking about who else was it? Was it Benioff who's in there?
Reid Hoffman.
It was Reid Hoffman. Hoffman. We're going to be talking about Reid Hoffman next week. We're talking about Bill Clinton again.
Clinton.
You know who's not constantly being talked about? The president of the fucking United States. If Make America Great Again.
This is not how the game works.
If Make America Great Again is supposed to be like the Reagan era of greatness, so like 1985 or whatever. In 1985, if this had come out, the president of the United States would have been immediately impeached. like the head of the CEO of the United States would have immediately lost their jobs.
They would have stepped down, I bet, like Nixon.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have wanted to be so embarrassed.
No. Plus, it's an embarrassment. It's
not
only
a 10.
It's not only a personal embarrassment. It's an embarrassment for the country.
And everything about it is horrible. Every part of it is horrible.
Let's move on. We're too slow already. I have a lot of headlines. So let's talk about Trump's economy. The headline is: An economist warns that Trump's investments in the tech industry could crash the whole economy. Now, bear in mind, this is an Italian economist. It's also a woman, Mariana Mazzucato, from the University College London, economics professor. She says, "I think the kind of capitalism Trump has is crony capitalism." I think that sums up.
Do we need more than that?
No, I don't think we need to say more about what she thinks. But
I love that an Italian is calling it crony capitalism.
Berlusconi is who was prime minister not too long ago. He controlled the media, right?
He's the premier crony capitalist, isn't he?
Yeah, So where are we going? How bad is his version of crony capitalism?
Look, I mean, I'm not rating how bad. I'm rating the Economist warning that it will drop the whole economy. I'm going to give it a 6.
I'm going to move on.
Yeah, it's hard to care.
In light of all this, in light of the incredible corruption in this age of crony capitalism, listen to what the Trump administration is making SNAP recipients do. Listen to this headline. How bad is this? 0 to 10. All SNAP recipients required to reapply as Trump administration cracks down on fraud. Business as usual is over. So
that's a 100 out of 10.
Regulators are neutered. SEC is neutered. Shareholders have been sidelined. I mean, what the hell? I mean, does this not say it all? Does this not say everything?
SNAP recipients, I know, like, if you're getting SNAP, the chances that you have a retirement fund are like 0 to near 0. Okay, but if you care about SNAP and you have a retirement fund, like, you should be voting out every director, everyone in the protected class that thinks it's okay that we literally are taking money from poor people to give tax breaks.
And we're worried about their fraud. I mean, we're worried about,
Like, what are we doing? Honestly, what are we doing? We just allowed Elon Musk to get an extra $1 trillion pay package.
You know what?
What are we doing?
Speaking of Elon, I didn't even include the story. There was a Fortune had an investigative report about his boring company in Las Vegas that had firefighters. Las Vegas firefighters came out of the tunnel with major burns, and this has been, and some even current boring employees say this goes on every day. Las Vegas tried to find them. Boring Company made a meeting with the governor of Nevada, and the fines went away. Even a record of the meeting went away immediately. So
it's like SNAP recipients get $94 billion in 2024. That's like $96 billion. That's the total. The $96 billion is not even like.
No, we're talking about the CEOs of these tech companies now being worth $200 billion.
We just covered in the Zine and last week's show that the CEO of Rivian, whose company makes no money, got a $4.6 billion options grant if he hits a certain goals.
I was going to report.
What are we doing?
I was going to report back to you. I visited friends in New York City this weekend. Spent about 9 hours on the highway. I counted about 4 Rivians.
Oh, well, that's a lot. That feels like.
What planet is this guy? Anyway, all right.
This is another 100. These are the worst. This is the worst game.
And another version of cronyism in CEO cronyism. I think this story fits right into this category. Here's the headline: SEC to allow companies to block shareholder proposals. SEC announced that it will not express opinions to requests from companies asking to exclude shareholder proposals from their proxies during the 2025-2026 season. What do you think about this?
Okay, I'm going to zag on this.
Okay. Well, I will say there
might
be a silver lining here, because a lot of the reporting that I read, that this is going to reinvigorate the focus on director elections.
Yes.
Maybe for the first time in our lifetime. And our company has been holding on, by the skin of our teeth forever, waiting for this. Because we think that the most important vote at these meetings is directors. It's nothing else. It's not the political theater. Sorry to the to the McRitchies and the Chevin. It is the directors.
No.
Look, we seem to be the only ones who tout this. This is the only important thing.
The McRitchies, the only shareholder proposals that consistently win and actually cause some form of change over time has been the governance.
That's
ones.
fine, but I wish they would. I wish they would focus as much on the director elections.
But
they
now
have a lot
they don't
of great
have a choice.
commentary and great. You're right, exactly.
Now they
join us.
That's what I love.
Join us.
So I'm not upset about this mostly because every time you're upset that a company doesn't do what you ask, you want Scope 3 carbon emissions disclosed. And you put up a shareholder proposal, and maybe they engage with you, or maybe they don't, depending on the size of your holdings. And let's say they do, and they say, "Oh, that's nice. That's a future thing for us." And you say, "I'm going to put the proposal out." The proposal goes out, and you get 16% of the vote. You're feeling good because you didn't get 0% of the vote, but you didn't win. You lost pretty handily, and you feel good about it because you can go to your donors and say, "Look, we're making progress." And the company doesn't care because they don't actually have to do the thing.
Right.
And everybody seemed to be like a win-win. So the freak out here is that it's no longer a win-win, right? You can't do this anymore. But the question always has been, if the company were to, set some sort of Scope 3 carbon emissions target, if they were to set any sort of target, who is accountable for that target? It's not the company. The company's not a thing. It's a fake thing. It's the people who represent you in the boardroom who are supposed to be held accountable. No director has ever been voted out for missing a target.
And let's not forget, 99% of the time, it feels like, in America at least, that the CEO is on that board. So it's not these are nebulous figures that don't have any say in the day-to-day operations of the company. The CEO, and often the CEO is the chair. But they're on that board.
When they are the chair, the lead independent director, the person, when they exist, who's supposed to represent your interest, because we're admitting the fact that the CEO and chair doesn't represent your interest. When the lead independent director's there, the average tenure of a lead independent director in this country is over 10 years. Meaning,
is that true?
They're basically insiders also. They're
come
basically
on. Give me a score.
What's the fucking point? My point here is, every time you think to yourself, man, we should put out a shareholder proposals that says this, what this rule does is now you have to say, which directors would I vote against because I want the company to change what I was going to ask for.
Yeah, you know what? The proposals have allowed organizations on the left and the right to kind of have a nice moment of political theater, right? So that's probably why they lean on them. Yeah.
So it's a 0 in the bag.
Oh, interesting. 0. Interesting. And by the way, we see a lot of our colleagues in our industry. They're always supporting these these apps. Go to these apps. I don't even remember the name of them. Go to these dumb apps, and then they'll help you vote on the. It's just forget about those apps. They don't have a. They don't have the data. They don't have the rationale behind the data. They can't control and talk about narratives like we can. Forget about those mindless apps. Come to us. Come to freeflowanalytics.com.
You're 100% correct. They don't.
Stupid apps.
All they cover really is shareholder proposals.
Yeah.
So
forget those dumb apps.
Now what do they cover? There's nothing to cover. You need to
support us.
Data.
Stop supporting those apps. Whoever you are.
I like where you're going with this.
I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, this is from the Washington Post, and feel free to move quickly on some of these. I couldn't believe this is from the Washington Post. Maybe Jeff and Elon are not buddies. The headline: Elon Musk is set to make more than every U.S. elementary teacher combined. And you can focus on how horrible it is that he's making that much money, or you can focus on the Bezos post, whatever. But I was just surprised that Bezos put that one out. But what do you think about that?
That's every elementary school teacher combined for 1 year or for all their lives? Because it seems like elementary school teachers is probably all their lives.
I don't have the answer to that.
It doesn't matter. It's a 10 anyway.
Yeah. Well, no, it says here that the average school teacher, they make $100 billion a year, it sounds like.
Because they got dual class options, or?
Well, no, we're talking about the school the school teachers. The only option the school teacher has is on a hot day, since probably a lot of these schools aren't even air conditioning. The only option they have is opening the window or asking for a fan that they're not going to get.
Sending an email to the class saying, "Could you buy me an iced Dunkin'?"
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I get a disheartening amount of emails. I see a disheartening amount of posts on social media where teachers are just asking for school supplies around here.
We get the same thing every single year. Yeah. It's like, can we have pencils,
Pathetic.
tissues, crayons? Like, what country do we live in?
White nationalists. This is a headline from The Guardian. And if you don't want to be depressed, don't read this article from The Guardian. This will really knock you on your feet. White nationalists, knock you off your feet. White nationalist talking points and racial pseudoscience. Welcome to Elon Musk's Grokpedia. World's richest man wanted to purge propaganda from Wikipedia, so he created a compendium of racist disinformation. And again, the headline barely scrapes at this problem. If you go and look at the reporting here of all the I'm going to call it like Nazi washing. I don't know what Elon Musk is up to, but he might be like fully into his Nazi phase, because the way Grokpedia explains some of the most vile modern day white nationalist eugenics characters is reason alone for the Tesla board to fire him immediately. Forget about Larry Summers. I mean, just evil and absurd. But what do you think about that headline?
So I think that when looking on Google Trends for the search term Grokpedia and Wikipedia, Grokpedia scores a 0. It does. Okay. Nobody's looking for it. Nobody's
I don't know why you would unless you're
JD
Vance. JD Vance uses it, he said.
The scary part is that they have this down at the city level, and the number one city for Grokpedia searches is Albany, New York.
I don't believe that.
That's what it says. In fact,
believe that.
The search interest by state, Washington State is the biggest searcher for Grokpedia.
The capital of a long blue state. I don't understand that one. Anyway, what do you think about that?
That's
headline?
for the past day. That's information for the past day. Over the past 90 days, nobody looks for it at all. What I think about it, I think it's a 2. I mean, I think it's obvious.
Okay.
It's basically like he just took everything on Twitter and did he just turn it into an encyclopedia of things people say on Twitter, which is Nazi, racist bullshit. Like,
okay,
whatever.
Well, I'm glad you feel okay about it. Yeah. All right, let's move over to our stakeholders rule category. Here's the headline. We've probably made housing unaffordable for a whole generation of Americans. Top real estate CEO on the real cost of COVID economic firefighting. I don't know what that means, economic firefighting. That's Sean Dobson, CEO of the Amherst Group. We've probably made housing unaffordable for a whole generation. Why do we have to do that, Sean? What's
Is he claiming credit or is he upset about it?
I know. Is he showing off? I don't know. I mean, but to think you could make that announcement, this is from Fortune. I mean, what are we doing about it, Sean? It's almost like he's given up. Like,
I don't really know how to. I'm going to give this a 5 because I don't know how to parse. I think the unaffordability is obviously terrible, but I also like
one of the reasons why Mamdani won the mayorship in New York City. Ford CEO James Farley. Actually, it's James G. Farley Jr. Ford CEO says he has 5,000 open mechanic jobs with 6-figure salaries from the shortage of manually skilled workers. He says we are in trouble in our country. I don't know what that headline means. What the headline means is that they can't
hire. Yeah, they can't find anyone to do the jobs.
Yeah, we are in trouble in our country. And this is the guy who makes $25 million a year. The CEO pay ratio there is 250 to 1. In fact, the executive chair, William Clay Ford Jr., who somehow is a member of the Ford family, has all those shares, is still making $20 million a year.
Really?
Yeah. He gets $1.4 million a year for security. He gets $500,000 a year for the personal use of aircraft, the jet. Ford, I mean, maybe Ford is complicit in this problem.
He gets personal use of an aircraft? Shouldn't they drive everywhere in a Ford F-150 or something?
There is a corporate rule at Ford that the CEO and executive chair are not allowed to fly commercially. You don't see that very often. It says right in the proxy statement that they are not allowed to fly commercial.
Why?
Like anyone would know what William Clay Ford Jr. looks like. I mean...
They don't even know there is a Bill Clay Ford.
Right? I mean, I would know who he is so I could punch him. Like, I wouldn't even know, right?
Yeah,
I mean...
but forget that. He has to fly private.
So Ford CEOs, he's whining about this, but I mean, maybe they're part of the problem. I don't know. What do you think about this headline?
No, look, to his credit, he's saying like these are not like nothing burger salaries.
No, it's great salaries.
But maybe he needs to adjust them to 7-figure salaries. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it needs.
Maybe these bros who drop out of like Brown and Stanford and open these horrible AI companies, maybe they'll now go work for Ford as mechanics.
You know what? Maybe the problem is anybody who would have done manual skilled labor is now going to work at Palantir because they didn't get into an elite college or something. Right. Maybe there's some.
Yeah.
I think it's not new bad. I think it's old bad. I think there hasn't been like this has been a problem forever. Now we're complaining about it because we're not the crackdown on people coming into this country, whether legally, illegally, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And the tariffs that are forcing us to leave other countries and do everything here again, where nobody actually wants to do the work, I think that those are different problems. I'm going to give this a 5.
One of the people I blame most for, as a representative of all the retail muck and slop here in America, is Jeff Bezos. I mean, we have such attention on our retail industry in this country. There's no wonder that there's no skilled labor anymore. It's like retail or service, right? Like there's no wonder that there's no. Everyone's either like folding underwear at Target or like putting fries into like cardboard box. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Or they're a 7-figure executive at an AI company.
Okay,
where that hasn't made any money.
All right, let's move over to the climate. E. This is the E of ESG. Only 16% of large companies on track for net zero.
Is that more or less than there were like yesterday?
You tell me.
I thought net zero was. I thought we didn't believe in.
16%. Maybe those are mostly the companies run by women. Who knows?
Look, I would take this headline actually as good.
And, okay. And somebody's on track.
Having nothing to do with the climate. No, if you've set a target and you are on track to hit that target, that means your management team is paying attention to something, even though it's voluntary. They are paying attention to managing it and achieving it.
It's true.
For the sake of achieving it. That 16%, you could say only 16%, but the other way to say it is 16% of companies are serious about the targets that they set.
Well, I'll add to that that the setting of these targets has gone up over the last year too. Doesn't mean they're on track, but they're starting to. After a pause, they're starting to set these targets again. So give me a score.
I'm going to give this a 3. Meaning not bad. It's giving you a short list of people to invest in because these are companies that are serious about doing the shit they say.
Missing at UN's climate meeting. This is COP30 in Brazil. American executives. The CEOs are not showing
0.
up.
That's great. This is good to get out, American executives.
Let's move over to our woke.
Anyway.
Let's move over to our woke data category. I'm trying to speed the train up here a little bit. Disney ditches diversity and DEI in business report for the first time since 2019. I think they're referring to the 10K, the annual report.
It is the 10K, which is weird because that's not where you would say diversity a lot.
But they have
anyway.
had it in there for every year since 2019.
They did. We made fun of it in the zine this week, so I will give it a 6 because we made fun of it.
All right. Nearly half of LGBTQ characters have been axed from TV amid Trump-era rollback of woke DEI initiatives. According to Deadline, which is media covering Hollywood, 41% of the 489 LGBTQ characters that were on TV have either left due to the series being canceled or the characters have been written off the show. So half. There's a kind of a interesting woke data point there, isn't it?
It's fun.
It's an interesting way of quantifying this horrible era that we're living in, is it not?
It is.
And who makes these decisions? It's the CEOs of media companies. I mean, we're talking about the boards and the CEOs of Warner, Warner, Disney. I mean, these are people that you can actually vote out if you vote your proxies.
And therein is the most interesting point of this, because like they're saying 41% of like 500-ish LGBTQ plus characters are like leaving or off TV now. Who owns the TV like things that you're watching this on?
It's
the
not
streaming, the channel, linear,
it's
whatever.
not the writers making these decisions or the directors.
I mean, someone has to like keep the series going. Someone has to green light someone getting paid. Like, who's the, my guess is it's only like 4 companies that are doing all this, and they all are trying to merge into one super company anyway.
Trump's butt.
I'm going to give this a 7. I'm going to give it a 7, mostly because I don't like what it means about the control in the industry.
All right, let's move into a very gloomy category, AI.
Oh, good. We've been in happy stuff until now.
Jeff Bezos.
Again?
He's back, baby. Jeff Bezos is putting $6.2 billion and himself as co-CEO behind a new AI startup called Project Prometheus. Yay, we have a new player in the AI field. And I will say, before you give a score on this, co-CEO is a man named Vic Bajaj, another dude from Stanford.
Also,
Bezos is back.
South Asian male, right? Like, is he Bezos's?
More importantly, Stanford.
Satya Nadella? Is he?
Maybe. Bezos is back.
So
AI.
Bezos
Do we
just
need another
gave
player in AI? Do we need this?
Another way to read this headline: Jeff Bezos is putting 6% of all Snap receipts behind a new AI startup.
How about Jeff Bezos is doing the absolute opposite of what Mackenzie Scott is doing? How about that for a headline?
This is dumb.
Yeah.
I'm tired of all these dumb AI companies. I'm tired of all just.
But this is not just an AI company. Shit. This is a company that's going to have endless resources and another baby bro ego that is going to just want to win. It's going to have nothing to do with the AI. You know that. He just wants to win.
And now we're calling it Prometheus, the guy who brought fire. I'm going to give this a 7.
It's not good. I don't like that one. OpenAI accused of consistent and dangerous pattern speaking of which, rushing product to market that is inherently unsafe or lacking in needed guardrails.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, this is from nonprofit Public Citizen.
Nonprofit Public Citizen. We knew this in 2023.
I know.
When the 2 board members said it out loud and then were fired.
That's true.
Like, this is not new and or interesting. This is literally what they said was happening and what was going to happen.
I think this is important reporting. Give me a score.
I'll give it a 5.
Yeah, because you're a know-it-all and you knew it already.
Yeah, because I knew it.
In the age of AI, this I hate this one. In the age of AI, and this actually makes sense to me, unfortunately. I hate that this makes sense to me. In the age of AI, CEOs quietly signaled that layoffs are a badge of honor, right? Because the more you lay off due to AI, it means that your company is ahead in AI, right? So if you're laying off like 20,000, 15,000, whatever at Amazon, it means that you got really good AI, right? So it is kind of a badge of honor.
Is that the thing? Is that what they're saying?
Yes, it's a flex. It means that the more people you can fire, it means you're ahead of the game, AI-wise. That's the headline. Sorry. You can just give me a score and move on.
I just want to fire all the CEOs.
That would be nice. We're trying to like tell people that you can vote on these boards. Right? If you vote out there, we have a way of tracing their network power. If you can get rid of the people on the board that are most connected to the CEO, maybe you can fire the CEOs.
I'm just deeply exhausted of ongoing dick wars.
Well, I just had my coffee, so I'm jazzed up.
Everyone's in a dick war with somebody else.
Unfortunately,
and do we think that if they were all women as CEOs, they'd all be like, it was awesome when I fired all those people because of AI. That's not the culture.
No.
What culture do we want? This is dumb, and I hate it. It's an 8.
People are having AI children with their AI partners. Children is in quotes. You're laughing, so maybe
you
it's not
had
so
to
bad.
explain that children was in quotes.
They're not real children, of course. They're AI children, or maybe they are real now. I don't know. I don't know. Who am I to decide what's real and not real?
Is this group of people who are doing this? People sitting inside by themselves, hating humanity?
There was another headline that I was gonna include somehow, but it said that real divorces are now starting based on people cheating with AI. And by people, they mean men. You know, it's men who are doing this. That women are starting
I hope
to leave
it's women.
They're starting to leave their partners because men are having affairs online with AI. Like, it's really starting to happen.
I hope it's women who are talking to AI, and the AI is attentive and it listens and is a good partner. And they're like, why the fuck is Gary over there scratching his balls, not getting up, and can't even like put a dish in the dishwasher or like take the kids to school? Why am I married to that guy? This is I'm getting everything I need from this. I don't even know how to parse this.
I will agree with you, by the way. And I'm looking at you, Gary. It's just as easy to put the dish in the dishwasher as it is to put it in the sink. I mean,
my kids do this every fucking night.
Yeah.
They bring it up to the next to the sink.
In fact, it might be the most exercise you've got all week, Gary.
Under the sink.
All right, Gary. I mean, it might actually be the only like strengthening you get.
Bend over. That's all.
Give me a score.
I'm gonna give it a 6. I know it's the beginning of the end of humanity, but it's also very funny.
Eli Lilly CEO says, this is David Ricks. Eli Lilly CEO says he has at least 1 or 2 AIs running during every meeting he's in. Okay, and let me give you a little more background because I just hate all this. He says he doesn't like OpenAI's ChatGPT for science-related questions. It's too verbal, he said. Instead, he prefers Anthropic's Claude and xAI's Grok. Still, the article says he has to be careful to watch for hallucinations. So this is the CEO of Eli Lilly who is willing to rely on AI, despite the fact that it still gets a lot of things wrong. He was saying in the article that sometimes there's problems with sourcing, there's hallucinations, and yet he still needs to have 1 or 2 running during every meeting. And he doesn't like things that are too verbose because that might actually mean like learning something, right? Like actually taking in the information. This is the CEO of Eli Lilly, mind you.
But here's what I like.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually oddly like this.
Go ahead.
Because it does something accidental that he didn't mean to do.
Sound like an idiot?
Well, no, that he probably knew he was. Well, maybe he didn't mean to do that either. But David Ricks is the CEO of a pharmaceutical company. Mm-hmm. A pharmaceutical company.
What does that even mean anymore, Ozempic?
Is a company that makes drugs that we take that need to be scientifically sound. They need to keep us healthy, all this stuff.
There used to be clinical trials. Now they just seem to be rushed to market, but go ahead.
If you look up David Ricks, CEO of Eli Lilly, you realize he got his bachelor's in industrial management and his master's. He got an MBA in marketing and finance.
Oh, so this is why he needs the Cliff Notes?
Job was as an account representative at IBM.
So this is why he refuses to read Hamlet and he gets the Cliff Notes.
He literally requires 2 AIs to explain what the fuck his company does, most likely.
Yeah.
I have a problem with him asking Grok what his company does, because I'm pretty sure that he's getting like whatever Twitter users say a pharmaceutical company does. Mostly what this should be is every investor raising their hand and saying, I'm sorry, do you not know how to do this? We thought you did as the CEO. You're fired. I think that's great. I think every CEO that uses AI in meetings should have to disclose that in a proxy, and everyone should vote against the CEOs that have no background in their own industry who use AI to help them understand their own industry. So I think it's great. I'm going to give it a 1, and I say fire David Ricks.
For those of you listening who are familiar with our data, Eli Lilly has one of the lowest gender influence gaps of companies like this. This is not a controlled company. This is just like a regular company, right? Minus 24%. So the 4 women on this board control 12% of total influence. One of the lowest.
The only way they get to that point is if they have no roles that matter, no chairs, no equity stakes. They're not connected to the people in the room, no network power. They basically were like, hey,
they're token appointees.
You lady outside, we need boobs in the boardroom. Get in here. And that was it. That was it.
I mean, he probably used ChatGPT to help him find just like a random woman who wouldn't confront him in the boardroom, right? I mean, I'm sure ChatGPT could help with that. So you gave it a 1.
I'm definitely giving it a 1. And I want people to go look at the qualifications of the people who are running this company, because the women, one of the women on the board of Eli Lilly has a PhD. She's a scientific fellow at MIT and Harvard. Another one is a PhD. She got a PhD in public policy. They're dramatically overqualified.
Probably not using. Are you saying they're probably not using Grok to help them understand?
They probably aren't
bigger
asking
concepts?
Grok, what just happened in that meeting, man? I didn't understand a fucking word of it. Like, fire that man.
How about this one? Does this one convince you? The CEO of $2.2 billion AI company Turing can't live without ChatGPT, swears by his Kindle, and has only taken 2 weeks of vacation in 7 years. What a jerk. This guy is Jonathan Siddharth, another Stanford guy. Stanford really is, they are our Lord, right? Stanford's the Lord now, the Lord Jesus Christ.
They're what they are is the worst.
How about this? How about that flex? He can't live without ChatGPT. 2 weeks of vacation in 7 years. This is, again, like only a man, I feel like, would say something so stupid.
Turing is the AI company. Is it
Jonathan Siddharth?
Are we talking about the same one that is like they do like video surveillance AI? I believe it's that one.
Yeah, reimagining safety, security, and operations with AI.
So,
which no one asked them to do.
Does he do that with OpenAI products? Is that why he's obsessed with ChatGPT? Also,
I don't want to. Honestly, I don't want to know.
I don't want him to exist, so I'm going to give it a 10.
One of the worst headlines I've seen in a while. I didn't like that.
I don't even care about the headline. I just don't want his company to exist.
Well, that's true. That's how I think of forgotten his name. Figma CEO, Dropout of Brown. He's in the $1 billion club. It's exactly what Dylan
I don't
Field,
remember his name.
maybe.
Yeah.
But this Joker is making all this money to drop out, and he's AI design company for websites. I'm just like, you don't need to exist. Your company doesn't need to exist. None of this needs to exist. Anyway,
I do like we quoted him in one of the shows because he said Charlie like whatever her Brat
Charlize
album.
Theron. Charlie XCX, yeah.
Yeah, her new Brat album, the cover Figma's AI couldn't have come up with. That's why you need humans. And it was a green cover that just said Brat on it. Like,
yeah, he's a dope. Let's end the bad game for November 18th, 2025 with a category called stupid.
Wait, is it bad? Am I rating
just two headlines.
Stupid or bad?
Just two. And this first one is only I will appreciate. But the headline just made me laugh. The CFO Center, that's the name of this organization, the CFO Center.
So it's like where you go to buy a CFO.
Names Natalie Garfield as new CFO. Now, I would argue that, does the CFO Center even need a CFO if it's the CFO Center?
I would say they're all.
Shouldn't it be a self-lubricating system, kind of like a self-cleaning oven or like a like a bidet, it cleans the CFO's butt with a CFO water propel. Like, why do we need?
But they need all CFOs. So
it just made me laugh, that headline. How bad is that headline?
I'm going to give that a 0. I think that's fabulous.
Oh, come on. All right, then let's end on this. Heinz goes all in on Thanksgiving leftovers with squeezable turkey gravy.
10. That's the worst thing
Maybe the easiest thing to make in the history of cooking is gravy, right? It's flour and fat from your dumb bird, right? I mean, isn't that what it is? Squeezable gravy.
I'm sorry, I'm out on the word squeezable. Yeah, I'm hard out on squeezable.
How dumb are Americans? How lazy are we? Oh, interesting. Well, actually, again, amazingly consistent. This is what I love about our chief pundit, Matt Moscardi. Last month, you came in at a 4.3 for the bad game. This month, you came in at a 4.3.
You know,
get that right, or did I do the math wrong?
You know what that is?
Yeah.
We do the good game every other week, and if you invert the bad game from the good game,
it's true.
It's a 6. So I'm basically scoring a 6 every week.
That's so weird. How weird is that? Did I do the math right on this? Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
I don't
cares?
know.
Let's just stick with that
narrative. Maybe you and David Ricks can ask Grok AI or whatever. That's Hazelnut/Damian Rollis. I am your analyst, Matt Moscardi. We are Free Float. Come back again when we do more of this. Oh, I think we've got a proxy countdown this week. I don't even know what we're talking about.
No.
Maybe we
That's
don't.
That's real
have
work.
one.
That's actual effort.
It's a lot of work. And we got a Friday show to wrap up the week. And there's a shareholder primacy in which Kyle Binder,
what are you doing?
Kyle Binder is a lawyer who Mike Levin interviewed, and they're talking about shareholder proposals, all sorts
Where's
of stuff.
Ann? Where's Ann?
Ann's a popular lady.
Does Ann not know that it's Thanksgiving next week? We didn't give her permission.
No. It's she gets however many Thanksgivings she wants with squeezable gravy. That's
Absolutely
it.
Not.
Come back later. Until then, good.